All right, I wanted to do a third video on Bluebelle here, who's now out and about in group living, and has calmed down some. She was super intense, still pretty intense cat, very needy, as you can see. I've started her on a holistic med, or not med, it's a supplement really, called Xylkine, which you can buy over the counter at Amazon, etc. It's just supposed to calm the cats down a little bit. We'll see how it's working, but I think I see a slight difference already. She tolerates other cats. She really doesn't like the females. I've got one male here. She tolerates him. This is not going to be a cat buddy for another cat. She could potentially go into a home where there was another male cat, but not if you wanted a cat buddy. This is more of a cat for a person, maybe a single person, who really wants a close, you know, attached at the hip type cat. She's very desperate for attention. I suspect that some of this will calm down with both the Xylkine on board as well as just time and knowing she has a person. So this is probably a cat that just has never had a person, always wanted a person, and maybe was always second fiddle to something else. She does get a little overstimulated though, so you have to keep that in mind. So she's fine like this, you know, she's rubbing all over me and enjoying it. But once I get down and start petting her and really interacting with her, she can do a little nip and get just a little, you know, she gets it's too much, it's too intense. So she's just going to need some time. I think she is definitely a cat who will, as you can see, follow you everywhere, be with you, want to do what you're doing, check out what you're making for dinner, check out, you know, while you're showering. She'll be waiting for you, come running for sure when you open the door and come in the home. She just is, you know, certainly that type of cat. She's going to need a lot of attention. She's not going to be good for someone who travels a lot or who's got a super social life and isn't home much. She, you know, because I think the more you're away from her, the more needy she'll be. That's not to say I'm looking for someone who's home all the time, but I think that she needs someone who really wants to devote time and wants a cat that's really attached at the hip. Her habits are all good. She is kind of a stressy cat, so she pulls out her fur every once in a while. I've actually put her on ZD, which is a prescription food. I don't think she necessarily has food allergies. That food is often used for food allergies, but it's also used for skin conditions. So I'm hoping that that will help her not pull at her fur, but of course she is caged here part of the time, and that's not helping her stress level. And then I mix the capsule of Xylkine in with a little bit of wet food. I'm not using ZD wet food. I'm just using you know, a no grain, no byproduct wet food, just a little bit, and she eats it just fine. Litter box is fine, pretty productive. She's a good eater. She likes her food a bit too much. She is a counter surfer, so she gets up on the counters a bit. She looks towards the front door, but it's really she just wants to follow you, not that she wants to get outside. She's using her scratching post, playing tiny bit, but she's more interested in, you know, attention. She will talk a bit, and that's her, and she's ready to go. She's you know, just needs the right kind of person who wants a kitty who absolutely, you know, adores you more than anything, and this is that cat.